Hello, how are you? Now, I'm no giant expert on soap operas, but I got a comment from one of the viewers of the videos that Days of Our Lives on NBC is getting moved to Peacock in September 2022. Only on Peacock. Now, what is the reason for this? Well, they're obviously trying to breathe some life into this show. The Young and the Restless and Bold and Beautiful on CBS or Paramount Plus are the number one and number two soap operas in America. My wife loves General Hospital. Said that on several videos, and I need Hulu to watch it, but I've got a tablet to record it off the antenna so she can actually watch it quicker when she gets home instead of waiting till 8 o'clock to watch it on Hulu. Now, it's probably the reason this is a weird last place show. This is why they're grabbing for straws and going, we're putting it on Peacock and trying to make it something people pay for. They got to do something. It's the last place, sorry. And they've already got another show, Days of Our Lives Beyond Salem, Chapter 2. Oh boy, that's already on Peacock. Now the advantage of streaming, see, they sell these shows in other markets, so they still have to record them in a certain length of time and have room for commercials and sell it in other markets around the world. But being on a streaming service, it's TV 14, which means they can have some edgy stuff, but not too edgy. Being on a streaming service, they could edgy it up a lot more. They could have some things happening that you wouldn't see on other soap operas on network television. And they could film it twice, have it in certain markets where it's less risque or less harsh language or less violence or whatever they want to do. And they could kick it up a notch for Peacock or whatever they want to do, trying to grab those ratings. Because this weird guy with the eye patch, I don't know who he is. But the other person had the weird color eyes. I remember Dark Shadows when I was a kid. That was a soap opera with vampires and werewolves. I thought it was cool. I didn't watch it much, but my cousin Cindy, she loved it. We had to watch it every day at the beach. So, basically, that's the deal. Streaming would help a lot. If you want to get viewers on one place to another, which they probably do already, because beyond Salem, there are probably characters that intermingle on both these soap operas. But once they get on Peacock and Peacock, they could have a shared universe thing where, like an Iron Man visits Spider-Man in the first Sony movie from the Marvel franchise, and they go back and forth. You could have characters from this show appearing on that show and back and forth just in different kind of scenes, just something, a little tease of a plot twist, maybe a week early if you're watching this show, and they could call their friends, I saw your character on my show, and they were holding a bloody knife, and you're like, that character had the bloody knife? And you're like, oh no. So all of a sudden, because something always happens in these weird soap. Everyone's related to everybody, everyone's married somebody, no one's really the child of that person, but they are adopted or found or kidnapped, or there's always drama. That's what soap operas are all about, because they got to do it 250 times a year. A lot of episodes to commit to. So Peacock wants you committed for the entire year for Peacock if you're a fan. And they got a couple million fans. Not as many as The Price is Right, which I found kind of shocking. I was like, oh, so soap operas aren't as popular as The Price is Right on daytime TV. That's nice. So that's why, they got to do what they got to do. They hope it's the future. And if people complain enough, maybe they'll throw something back. But they might have to have a more edited version for NBC. But they're filling it in on some markets with news and different things like that. So not being a huge fan of the soaps, you got an opportunity for more commercials on Peacock. They could have it run a little long, a little short, throw some more commercials in if you're already watching and you're already committed. And they could make more money. They need to make money with commercials. And they could put more commercials in. You could have the star of one of these shows in a commercial talking about their favorite Peacock shows, why I watch Peacock. And if their favorite character on Days of Our Lives is saying, I like to watch The Young Rock, I like the movie, I like Southern Charm, I just love that show. If they say it, someone's going to watch it and they're going to get committed to Peacock. Now everybody's looking like we need to get our people. Because they have something like it. There's The Resort, Peacock original. They were hoping it was as good as The White Lotus, probably. My wife can't wait for the next one of those to come out. They've got tons of stuff on Peacock. And some of the stars, they can say, oh, I've got sports. And they can just have a little couple-second commercial mentioning these sports that they have on Peacock. And then the wife later that night could say, hey, oh, you like golf? Well, golf is on Peacock. And he's like, really? I didn't know that. And kids in gymnastics. They have gymnastics on Peacock. Really? Don't have to cheat and watch it on YouTube? So, bikes, there's tons of sports. There's tons of things on Peacock. And this is the future of television. Remember back in the old days, you had 3 or 4 networks, antennas, and that was it. And that's what you watched. Exactly at 8 o'clock, you had to watch this. Cable, kind of the same thing, but you had 40 channels. And you may have watched 5 or 6 channels routinely. Maybe you got up to 100 channels you really paid extra. And then came streaming. You could pick what you wanted to watch. Tons of shows, tons of stuff. Hit the pause button, walk away, come back. Couldn't hit the pause button in a lot of cable. They started getting those DVR things going where you could get some of that going. But streaming is just so simple. Figuring out where your shows are can be a little difficult at times. Having merged content can be a little excruciating. There's my little haystack news. I enjoy that. You can program it to different channels that it focuses on. When you get it, you get quick news, boom, boom, and subjects you're interested in, and it's done. I'm like, cool, you can't beat that. Got my tablet to record on the antenna. I can record the soap operas early. Boom, you're done. You walk in the house, your wife's already halfway through with General Hospital. It's good, it's good. So, and then you can get on to something on Netflix or something like that. Right, Nico? Nico's making an appearance again. I actually started this recording earlier, and guess who knocked over the kid? I mean, he didn't knock it over, he turned it. So it was like facing this way, and I'm just talking away, and I turned like, whoa, what happened? So, yeah, you're on that note, we're going to stop. But the cost of watching one of your soaps, I did the math for like a month, a cheap $4.99 Peacock, is $0.25 a day. Just $0.25 for every episode you watch. That's what it's costing you. So if you can afford that, fine. If you can't, it's not going to be on the network. It's not going to be on NBC. You can't tape it on a tableau. Sorry. You might be able to find episodes recorded on YouTube and watch it quick before someone, YouTube gets a note from NBC Peacock and says, take it down. But you might get to see highlights, keep up with it. Or catch another soap. Go to Paramount and catch those. They're number 1 and number 2. There must be something to it. General Hospital, my wife loves it. Catch that on Hulu. There are still soaps out there to watch. And they're still on regular network so far. They will, like my reader said, they're going to get General Hospital too and just put it on exclusive on Hulu, which will probably become part of Disney really soon. And for Disney to have a soap that runs 250, runs all year, pretty much. That can keep people hooked. The kids are hooked for a lot of this. You need something to hook mom. And a lot of moms are like, General Hospitals. If they're home all day or a spouse, guys like General Hospital too, but they gear it to moms. They gear it to that. That's the audience. So, happy streaming. Happy streaming, Nico. Yeah. And goodbye.